What's up, hockey fans? S2H back in action once again, and the Montreal Canadiens defeat the Vancouver Canucks 5-2 last night, officially moving into the first spot in the NHL, 2 points ahead of the Vegas Golden Knights with 10 points. They're now first in the North Division. It was a good goaltending performance by the Habs, good defensive performance, and overall good offense. And I'm not going to lie, the Vancouver Canucks showed a lot more pushback in this game, showed better defense even though they did make some bonehead plays, and it was a much closer game up until halfway through the third period. I did not know who was going to win this game. At one point, the Habs were up. Vancouver came back and tied it up, showed a lot of pushback, had a lot of opportunities. But in the end, the Habs got the job done. Let's get into the scoring. And who else scores first for the Montreal Canadiens but the young, hot sophomore, Nick Suzuki. Jonathan Drouin has the puck in the middle of the ice. He kicks it up to Brett Kulak. Brett Kulak's coming in on a 2-on-2 with Nick Suzuki. He passes it up to Nick Suzuki. And before the defender that's in front of Suzuki can even realize what's happening, Suzuki fires the puck off the stick, past Braden Holtby. Beautiful goal by Nick Suzuki at 10:54 of the first period. Now, the Canucks did show a lot of pushback in this period, especially in the last 2 minutes. The Canucks had a power play in the last 2 minutes. I believe they hit the post 3 times in the last 2 minutes of that period. Pettersson had a lot of good opportunities to finally get his first goal of the season. Bo Horvat had some good chances. JT Miller was buzzing, but unfortunately for the Canucks, they could not tie it up going into the second period. After that, there wasn't much more offense. In the second period, 11:42 into the game, making his Montreal Canadiens debut, Corey Perry scores, assisted by Ben Sherratt and Tyler Toffoli. Sherratt gets it up to Toffoli. Toffoli kicks it up to Perry. Perry's coming in on a 3-on-1 with Toffoli and Kotkaniemi. He goes to pass it over to Kotkaniemi, but he fans on the shot. But thankfully, he did fan on that shot because him fanning on that shot caused it to go 5-hole on Holtby, who was fooled because he thought the pass was going to Kotkaniemi as well. So the Habs were up 2-0 at that point, and Vancouver didn't show as much pushback in this period. When it went into the third period and the Habs were up 2-0, I was feeling confident that the Montreal Canadiens were going to score that third goal, that insurance goal, and they were just going to take over this game and win. Price was possibly going to get a shutout, but boy was I wrong. Vancouver showed a ton of pushback in the third period from beginning to the halfway point. After a bonehead play, it kind of went downhill for him, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But 3:50 into the third period, Elias Pettersson finally gets his first goal of the season, assisted by Jamie Benn and Brock Boeser. Brock Boeser has the puck close to the Habs blue line. He passes it back to Jamie Benn, who is basically on the Habs blue line. He shoots a wrist shot in, or I think it was a snapshot in. Pettersson gets a tip on it in front of the net, and it goes in. The Vancouver Canucks are within 1 goal. The Habs were thinking about challenging it, but after looking at the replay, Claude Julien decided not to, which was a good decision because that was not a high stick. You could tell from the naked eye that was not a high stick. And then 6:08 into the game, the Vancouver Canucks' young, hot rookie, Niles Hoglander, ties it up, assisted by Nate Schmidt. And who else but Bo Horvat? Bo Horvat has points in every single game he's played against the Habs this season, and every time he plays against the Habs, Bo Horvat always steps his game up. He's been awesome this year for the Canucks, so we'll give him that. But then 9:07 into the third period, things go downhill for the Vancouver Canucks quick. One of the Vancouver Canucks players, I think it was Ben, goes to bring it out of the zone, makes a pass close to the Vancouver Canucks blue line. Philip Deneau causes a turnover, passes it over to Thomas Tatar, and instead of going offside, Tatar just pushes the puck over the blue line, skates in, passes it over to Gallagher, and Gallagher makes no mistake, shoots it just under the bar, over Holtby's shoulder. The Habs are officially up 3-2, and then 12:44 into the game, Jonathan Drouin scores a filthy goal to take this game over for the Habs. Assisted by Josh Anderson, Anderson gets a turnover at the Habs blue line, kicks it up to Drouin. Drouin's in on a breakaway, makes no mistake, 2 nice little moves, puts it 5-hole on Braden Holtby with the backhand. A filthy goal by Jonathan Drouin, and his first goal since October of last year. And then at the end of the game, 17:06, Vancouver pulled their goalie with around 4 minutes left, but Joel Edmondson was having none of this. After already having a fight with Tyler Myers earlier in the game where he pretty much beat the crap out of Myers. Like, he didn't knock him out or anything like that, but he landed the majority of the shots. He pushed him up against the bench. He definitely won that fight, and he ends this game as well. All the way from the Habs end, Joel Edmondson gets an unassisted goal, fires it up the ice, hits the dead center of the net, and that's it. The Habs win the game 5-2. The 3 stars of this game were Jonathan Drouin with 1 goal and 1 assist, Carey Price with 23 saves, and Elias Pettersson with his first goal of the season. So, if you're a Canucks fan, that's at least one positive you took from this. Pettersson looked way better in this game. Way better. If he didn't hit so many posts, it probably would have been a much closer game. Vancouver possibly even could have won this game because Carey Price was very solid as well. Carey Price stopped 23 of 25 shots. He had a .920 save percentage. Braden Holtby, not so much, and it kills me because I had this guy in my fantasy league. I thought he was going to have a big bounce back season this year. Not looking so good right now. 28 saves on 32 shots, .875 save percentage. The shots were 33 for the Canadiens, 25 for the Canucks. The hits were 20 for Montreal. The hits were 32 for Vancouver, but that just shows who has possession right there. If you're getting hit more, that means you have the puck more because you can't hit a player who doesn't have the puck or it's interference. Then the face-offs, this is where Montreal really needs to clean it up. They looked a lot better in the past 2 games, but boy, did they ever need to clean this up. They won 24. Vancouver won 37 face-offs, so that's a terrible face-off percentage. That's terrible. They need to clean that up. I don't like their inconsistency in the face-off dot. Certain players, like I love Jesperi Kotkaniemi, but he does need to get better in the face-off dot. The power plays, both teams were over 3, and both teams had 23 penalty minutes. So there you go, guys. It was a great game, a great goaltending and defensive performance by the Habs, and some of the players you wanted to see scored, especially Jonathan Drouin. I know the Jonathan Drouin fans out there were jumping off their couches last night when he finally scored that goal because this guy gets a ton of assists. He's a great playmaker, but he gets so much crap for not being able to finish, for not being a goal scorer. Even that isn't really his game, but just it's been so long since he scored. It was really good to see him score that goal, and it was really good to see the Habs win this game. So anyways, guys, let me know what you thought of this game. Let me know what you think of the upcoming game on Thursday. Yes, that's how far it is away till the next game. And if you can, leave a like, leave a subscribe, and have a great day, folks, wherever you're to. This is Open Ice Hits with Scotty 2 Hockey. You know what I'm going to say. Over and out, baby. Go Habs, go. Woo!